What's up, guys? Welcome back. My name is Joseph Lana, and today we're going to talk about living in the end result. This is the main thing I did when I beat addiction. I used to be a heroin addict. I was in and out of jail for years. I was in and out of rehabs. I couldn't get it right. I was manifesting that every single day. All I focused on was drugs, being sick, anything to do with it. Trying to steal things, trying to come up with scams, getting money, getting drugs. It was just a cycle. I didn't want to go out to the movies with my family. I didn't want to do fun things. I didn't want to go to the pumpkin patch. I wanted drugs, and that was it. My mind was programmed. So once my mind was programmed to that, that's all I saw, and I just got things along the same wavelength. Birds of a feather flock together. Just like that saying, your vibe attracts your tribe. That's what I was attracting, because that's what I was. Whatever you are inside, that's what you're going to attract. So if you can live in the end result of whatever it is that you want, like me, when I was a heroin addict, dude, I didn't want that. At one point, I changed my thinking and I envisioned myself in a better way. I started thinking about myself financially stable, healthy, happy. You ask me to do something, I want to do it with a smile on my face. Yes, I want to go to the pumpkin patch with my family and enjoy these fun things. I had this vision in my mind, even though I wasn't there in reality. In reality, I was a dope, sick, struggling addict. But I somehow found a way to convince my brain that that's not the life we're living, brother. That's not what we're doing. I didn't want it no more. I was sick of it. I went somewhere else in my mind until it came into reality. It slowly morphed into my life, dude. Things started happening to support the ideas I was thinking. I had to change my paradigm. So when I go on autopilot, I got these new things coming in. See, we're all on autopilot. That's what we are. Whatever your programming is right now, which is your paradigm, which is a set of habits in your mind, it controls everything you do. It controls what you think, what you say when you wake up, how you view yourself. A lot of people view ourselves as, I suck. I can't do that. Change your paradigm to see the opposite side of that, and you will attract things along that wavelength. I've done this multiple times in my life. I did it to get off drugs. I started envisioning a better life. It started happening when my father died in 2019. I wanted to go after being a famous drummer. I wanted to tour around the world and play my instrument, and I wanted to travel and play. That's where I went mentally. And I lived it like it was real. I didn't just think about it. I didn't just sit around and say, man, that would be great. I wish I could do that. I ain't wishing. That's not what we're doing here. I know. I'm there. I know it happened. Just like when you deposit that check in your bank account, you know you're going to get it. It's just going to take a couple days. Like when you take a picture and you deposit it takes like 48 hours. But you know you'll get it. You check your bank a couple days later and you're like, oh, there's that deposit. It cleared. Did you have any doubt that it would? No, you knew it would. You were just waiting for it. That's the energy, brother. That's the energy. I knew I was going to travel the world and play drums. I knew that, especially after my father died. Something about when a close person to you passes away, it really changes the way you think, and you start thinking this mystical thing like, they're pulling strings for me up there. And maybe they are, maybe they're not, but I tell you what, that energy definitely helped me. It definitely helped me. Part of me thinks, my father passing away was necessary for me to have that fire lit under my ass, so I went and did it. And that's what happened, and I did. I went there mentally, started visualizing it, and just the things would come in, the ideas. Dude, I started just doing things. I didn't try. I wasn't sitting around like, okay, now that I planted this seed, what do I do? I wasn't doing none of that. I literally just planted it. I knew it would happen. I felt the energy, harnessed it as much as I could, and just let it go. Doors would just open, man. It's just autopilot. That's the best word I can describe. Just like your life is now. You're not even realizing it. Things are happening. Everything's happening to support whatever it is you believe already. I think there's a word for that. Cognitive something or another. I'm not a neuroscientist, brother. I'm not a doctor, but I know this shit is true. I've studied this stuff for years now, and I've followed guys like Bob Proctor, Joe Dispenza. They talk about this stuff. I utilize it in my life, and it works. It's real. Your mind is very powerful. You can attract anything in your life that you want based off your mindset. Put yourself in the vibe. You can live any life you want. In fact, you already are living every possibility of life there is. We're just snapping into it. It's like changing the radio station. Once you change that one frequency and it comes clear, it's all staticky, and then it comes clear, you tuned into a new vibe and you locked into it. This is the same thing here we're doing. Please drop a comment, like, share, subscribe if you like this content. I hope you all have a wonderful day. And remember, dwell in the end result. Live there. Get comfortable there. I'll see you guys soon. Have a good day.